I had worked 28 years at the same accounting firm in the suburbs of Phoenix. My life was steady, predictable, ordinary, in the way that feels safe until it does not anymore. At 50, I thought I understood what I had built with Linda, my wife of 26 years, and our 2 children, Jake, 21, and Emma, 18. 3 weeks before my birthday, Linda started saying it. Just wait, something big is coming. Her eyes would light up that smile I used to love spreading across her face. The kids joined in too, whispering to each other whenever I walked into a room, giggling like they held the world's best secret. I figured it was a surprise party, maybe a family trip to the Grand Canyon I had mentioned wanting to see. But when I came home on April 12th, my 50th birthday, the house was completely empty. No note on the refrigerator where Linda always left them. No call, no text. Just silence that felt like it had weight. Before I tell you what happened next, I would love to know where you are watching this from. Drop your city in the comments below. And if you have ever felt invisible in your own home, hit that like button and subscribe because this story is about to get real. Trust me, you will want to hear how this ends. Let me take you back so you understand who I was before that day. I worked as a senior accountant, the kind of job where you arrive before the sun comes up and leave after it goes down during tax season. Linda stayed home after Emma was born, said she wanted to focus on raising our kids right. I supported that decision, without question. I paid for Jake's college on a partial scholarship I covered the rest of. I was saving for Emma's tuition, setting aside $300 every month into an education fund. I gave up fishing trips with my old college buddies, stopped playing golf on Sundays, skipped the gym membership I wanted because every dollar mattered. We were not wealthy, but we were comfortable, and I made sure of that. Linda handled the household finances, the grocery shopping, the kids' activities. I trusted her completely. Why would I not? She was my wife, the mother of my children, my partner. When she asked for cash here and there, I handed it over. Groceries are expensive, she would say. Emma needs money for a school project. I believed every word because I wanted to believe. I wanted to think we were a team working toward the same future. 3 weeks before my birthday, something shifted. Linda became almost giddy. She would be folding laundry or making dinner, and suddenly she would stop and say, "Just wait, Elmer. Something big is coming. You are going to love it." I would ask what it was, and she would tap her nose with her finger and wink. "Be patient," she would say. "It will be worth the wait." The first week I thought maybe she was planning a surprise party at our favorite steakhouse downtown, the one where we celebrated our anniversary every year. Maybe she had invited my sister, my old friends from college, people I had not seen in years because I was always too busy working. The second week, Jake and Emma got involved. They would be on their phones, then quickly hide the screens when I walked past. Emma even searched best birthday surprise ideas on her laptop while I was in the living room. She did not know I could see the reflection in the window behind her. I felt warm inside, thinking about how much effort they were putting into this. My family loved me. They were planning something special. I even bought a new navy blue vest from Macy's, spent $89 on it because I wanted to look nice for whatever they had planned. The third week, Linda asked if I wanted to take my birthday off from work. That was unusual. I normally worked on my birthday, grabbed lunch with a couple of coworkers, came home to a cake Linda baked. But she insisted. "You should rest," she said. "You have been working so hard." So I requested the day off, told my boss I would be unavailable, cleared my schedule completely. I was ready for something big. On the morning of April 12th, I woke up alone. Linda's side of the bed was already cold. I checked my phone and found a text she had sent at 7 a.m. "Have a great day, honey. See you tonight. Something amazing is waiting." I smiled, got dressed in khakis and a button-down shirt, ate toast standing by the kitchen counter. I even went into the office for a few hours, despite having the day off because I was too excited to sit at home waiting. My coworkers sang happy birthday, gave me a card signed by everyone in the department. I felt good, appreciated, loved. I left work at 5:30 p.m., drove home with the radio playing oldies, humming along to songs from the 80s. The garage was empty when I pulled in. Linda's silver sedan was gone. That was odd, but not alarming. Maybe she was picking up the cake, getting last-minute supplies for the party. I unlocked the front door, stepped inside, and called out. Linda, Jake, Emma, nothing. The house was dark. No lights, no music, no smell of food cooking. I checked the kitchen. No note on the refrigerator. I checked my phone. No messages. I called Linda, straight to voicemail. I called Jake. No answer. I called Emma. Nothing. An hour passed. Then 2. I sat on the couch in the dark living room, watching the clock on the cable box tick forward. 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. My stomach was empty, but I did not feel hungry. I felt something else, something cold spreading through my chest. At 9:45 p.m., I opened Facebook just to distract myself. Maybe someone had posted birthday wishes I could respond to. That is when I saw it. A new post from Jake uploaded at 8:30 p.m. The photo showed my entire family on a beach. Linda wore a flowing white sundress I had never seen before. Jake had on the watch I bought him for Christmas, the one that cost $400. Emma was in a bikini holding a tropical drink with an umbrella in it. Behind them, the sun was setting over the ocean in shades of orange and pink. Linda's parents stood to the side, both holding cocktails and smiling like they had won the lottery. The location tag read, Oceanside Luxury Resort San Diego. The caption said, Family Vacation Mode. Dad won't even notice we're gone, LOL. Best spring break ever. I stared at the screen. My heart did not race. It sank. It sank so far down I did not know if I would ever find it again. I read the caption 3 more times. Won't even notice we're gone, LOL. I clicked on the photo to see it larger. I zoomed in on their faces. Everyone looked happy. Not guilty. Not worried. Just happy. I checked the comments. Friends were replying with laughing emojis saying things like, so jealous, and where's Elmer? Someone wrote. He's probably working, lol. Linda had replied to that one. She said, he's fine, don't worry about him. He's fine, don't worry about him. Like I was a dog they had left food and water for before heading out for the weekend. I put my phone face down on my lap and sat there in the silence of my empty house on my 50th birthday. I did not cry. I did not call them. I did not comment on the post. I just sat there, feeling something break inside me that I knew would never be whole again. I did not sleep that night. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, running through every interaction from the past month, the past year, the past decade. Little things I had ignored started clicking into place like puzzle pieces forming a picture I did not want to see. I got up at 6 a.m., showered, went to work, even though I still had the day off technically. I needed something normal, something that made sense. My coworkers were surprised to see me. I told them plans changed. They did not ask questions. At lunch, I sat in my office with the door closed and opened my laptop. I logged into our bank account, the joint checking account Linda and I shared. I went through 6 months of statements line by line. There it was. Cash withdrawals. Every 2 weeks, $300. Sometimes $350. I added it up. $7,800 in 6 months. When I asked Linda about money, she always said the same things. Groceries are more expensive now. Gas prices went up. Emma needed supplies for school. But I could see the grocery bills right there on the credit card statement. They averaged $200 a week, exactly what they had always been. Gas was on the card too. So where did nearly $8,000 go? I remembered something from 2 months ago. Linda had suggested I take on extra overtime. We should save more for the future, she said. Build up our emergency fund. I agreed. I worked an extra 10 hours a week for 8 weeks straight. That was an additional $6,400 before taxes, around $4,800 after. I had been so proud of myself for being responsible for thinking ahead. Now I realized Linda had been stockpiling money for this trip, for a vacation that did not include me. On my 50th birthday, I kept digging. I found the reservation confirmation in Linda's email. She had left her laptop open one morning a month ago, and I had used it to check the weather. I went back into the browser history now. There it was. Oceanside Luxury Resort, 5 nights, Ocean View Suite. Total cost $4,975. Booked 3 months ago. 3 months. She had been planning this for 3 months, smiling at me every morning, kissing me goodbye, asking about my day, all while knowing she would abandon me on the most important birthday of my life. I checked Emma's Instagram. She had posted a story 6 hours ago. It was a video of the pool at the resort, someone cannonballing into the water while everyone cheered. The audio was loud music and laughter. Not once did anyone say, "I wish Dad were here." Not once did anyone look sad or conflicted. Emma's next story was a selfie with Linda. The caption read, "Best mom ever for making this happen." I clicked through Jake's posts. He had shared a photo of his plate at dinner, some fancy seafood dish that probably cost $60. His caption, "Living like royalty." No mention of me. No acknowledgement that today had been my birthday. Linda's parents were tagged in several photos. Her father, Thomas, who had shaken my hand at our wedding and said, "You are the son I never had," was there. Her mother, Patricia, who called me every Sunday to chat about nothing important, was there. They knew. They all knew. They had discussed it, planned it, agreed to it. Not one person said, "Maybe we should not do this. Maybe this will hurt him." Not one person thought I mattered enough to consider. I called my old college friend Gerald around 2 p.m. He was a divorce attorney, now had his own practice in Scottsdale. I had not talked to him in maybe 2 years, but he picked up on the second ring. "Elmer," he said, surprised. "What's going on?" I told him, everything in a flat, emotionless voice. When I finished, he was quiet for a long moment. Then he said, "When do you want to come in?" I said, "They get back in 3 days. He said, "I will have papers ready by then." I hung up and called the bank. I spoke to a manager I had worked with for years on my accounts. I told her I needed to freeze the credit cards tied to my name. She asked if there was fraudulent activity. I said yes. Suspected unauthorized charges. She put a hold on everything immediately. Then I asked about separating accounts. She walked me through the process. I could open a new checking account, transfer my direct deposit, move my savings. It would take 1 business day to complete. I told her to start the process. That evening, I went home and checked social media again. Linda had posted another photo. This one was from breakfast, some elaborate buffet spread with fresh fruit and pastries. Her caption read, "Living our best life. Sometimes you need a break from routine." 43 people liked it. 17 people commented. One of her friends wrote, "You deserve this." Another wrote, "Self-care is so important I wanted to laugh." Self-care. This was not self-care. This was abandonment. This was cruelty. Emma posted an Instagram story at sunset. She was on the beach, the waves behind her, the sky turning purple and gold. She looked beautiful and happy, and completely unbothered by the fact that her father was sitting alone in an empty house on his birthday. The next story was a boomerang of her and Jake making silly faces. The one after that was Linda raising a champagne glass. To family, the caption said, "I watched it loop 3 times before I closed the app. I did not call them. I did not text. I did not comment on any of their posts. I just watched. I watched them enjoy their vacation, their laughter, their freedom. I watched them live their best lives while I sat in the wreckage of mine, and I made a plan. By the time they came home, everything would be different. I was done being invisible. I was done being the man they took for granted. I was done being Elmer, the guy who won't even notice we're gone." On the morning of the 3rd day, my phone started ringing at 11 a.m.